What's going on, people? It's your man, the White B. Once again. So, we got some good news for the first time in a while, right now, for the great and washed masses regarding Derek Chisora. I'll cut straight to it. Mr. Little Toe, yeah, probably one of the more famous. I'm trying to think, who is a more famous in the UK? He probably is the most famous half-breed we've had. Honestly, give me another name. What other half-bakes do you know who did something? Although really, I'm not gonna lie, I was never that impressed with. I mean, Big Toe Hayes, the archetypal half-bake. When you think about it, kind of had something there, but never really went nowhere with it, man. He shit himself with Vlad. Bottom line, he did. His back end fell out. The contents of his digestive system fell out in there with Vlad. That was the only fight that counted. People talk about Valuev. Even then, he was faffing around. Valuev was a big stiff Nefanderali, an idiot. He didn't get stuck in on him. He didn't do him serious harm. He was like faffing and using his speed. And okay, obviously, no doubt, the Usyk-sexuals will say, oh, it was great, it stunk. That fight was rubbish. Faffing around. I'm not a fan of faffing at the end of the day, man. Get in there and have a fight if you're getting paid big money. Right? Unless your name's Devin Haney. Hay could allegedly punch as well. What's a puncher doing faffing around? They like to spin it. They say things like, well, yeah, I can punch, but I want to show both parts of my game. Really? If you could punch that hard and you was that good, you want to knock people out. That's what everyone wants to do. I know if I'm having a fight here and I can punch, why do I want to show I can stink the place out for? Any plumber can do that. Right? We don't need, listen, I like Paulie. I like Pauline Malignaggi. Fair play to him. But realistically, the world of boxing would do very well if we never had that again, right? In my opinion, what the world of boxing can't live without is serious harm and bad intentions. Yeah, if Devin Haney and Paulie Malignaggi never fought, no one would miss them in that sense. Come on, what was the last Paulie Malignaggi fight you watched back? Oops. No power, man. Shoeshine shots. Fair play to him. He became double world champion or something of the like. But come on, no one watching that rubbish, man. No one's watching the shoeshine. And it's not. Anyway, let's get to this corny half-bake. He came out and leaked the news that Derek Chisora, and I think they took the bars from me, but whatever. Yeah, the YB will let bygones be bygones right now. They took my bars. Didn't send no flowers, no drink. Took the bars, no flowers and no drink. And now they're allegedly doing Chisora versus White 3. Here's the bars from the Big Toe. The Big Toed half-bake. Here we go. Bosh.
I was told last night
That's a bit quiet. Let's try again. Rewind selector. Johnny.
I was told last night he's agreed with Dylan the deal. He's super excited about the fight getting sorted with him and Dillian Whyte for the third. Yeah, Dillian Whyte, that's the one. They both agreed to split, all neat and tidy, and it's pretty straightforward. You know, I think he says like 50-50 and the winner gets 60. Easy done. Those first two fights, that was British boxing greatness from both of them. Who wouldn't want to see that as Derek's last fight? And obviously Dylan wants to come back with something off that last effort. Obviously getting done in a round by Toma. He doesn't want that out there for too long. He'd love to get back and beat someone he's already beat twice before. Every boxing fan in Britain would want to be at that fight. I want to watch that fight. What a great way to sign off from Derek. What a great way to finish it. I was told last night he's...
Alright, so there you hear it. Yeah, there you hear it. Now, let's break it down from the rip. How credible is David Haye? Well, David Haye at one point was very close with Chisora. At one point, David Haye was literally managing Chisora. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but that's enough for me to go on. Haye's not like, I don't know, who loves to say they spoke to people? Oh, I spoke to this guy. There's certain cats, I can't think of their name. There's certain cats in the industry who have always spoke to everyone, but then they're always wrong. Haye don't come out saying he's heard this, he's heard that all the time. I think that's fair to say. Now, he's gambling. His ability to predict fights is almost unparalleled, to be fair. It must be a light skin curse, man. He's up there. It's me or Haye. Take your pick. So who would you go with for the worst picker ever? Is that kind of one? Yeah, we're both double gold Olympic medalists. Yeah, we're tied for the first place. Yeah, For sure, for boxing predictions, we're tired. So you can have it, listen, on a Wednesday it might be David Hayes the worst, on a Thursday it might be the YB. Take your pick. But as far as gassing, there's a particular person who's a renown, he just talks rubbish. Oh, I heard this from this guy and heard that from that guy. I can't think of the guy's name, but whatever. Hay ain't really like that. Yeah, his predictions suck, and the Lord knows that, but I think this seems credible and it makes sense. Now, we did a video maybe Friday, when the news came out that apparently Chisora and Zhang were trying to get it on. Now, I never wanted to see that. That's not right. I know what Zhang's thinking. Zhang's thinking, well, I could do with a good win here. Now, some people were saying they think Chisora would be super competitive in that fight. I don't think it needs to be seen, though. Right? The chance that Chisora might be competitive isn't worth the chance that Zhang, his hands are too quick, man. He's too big as well. He's too big and his hands are too quick. I don't care how tired he gets. Zhang didn't have a problem boxing with Parker for 12 rounds. He wasn't as active as you may have liked him to be, but it's not like he was puffed to the extent where he fell over in the 8th round and got knocked out. So I don't believe that. If Parker couldn't wear out different fighters, but still, Chisora himself gets tired. Chisora spent most of the Joe Joyce fight on the ropes. So that's not a good look, in my opinion. This DILLIAN WHYTE fight, though, this is exactly what I talked about when the Zhang fight was mentioned. This is the one. Yeah? Now, Chisora was supposed to be fighting on the December card. It was supposed to be a Talma, fighting most likely a stiff idiot, and Chisora was supposed to be on there as the co-main or whatever. I'm not sure of the turnaround, to be quite frank. Bear in mind, Dillian just got his knock blocked off, 2 months ago? I mean, it wouldn't be an unparalleled turnaround to fight 4 months later. It just depends. I mean, there's no rush really. If they're going to do it in January or February, no one's going to complain about it. I'm more fussed about the fact this is the direction. And Hayes saying it's signed. It's a 60-40 deal to the winner, which I think is quite generous from Chisora, to be quite frank. I think if I was Chisora, I'd be saying it's 60-40 for me, and the winner can take an extra 10 on top. Well, that wouldn't be that, would it? Whatever, you get the point. It'd be like it's 50-30 and the winner gets 10% on top. That's what it would be. That's what I'd offer Dillian. Because right now, I mean, I guess the argument is, well, Dillian has 2 wins over Chisora, so I'm not going to get into the numbers. If Chisora's happy at 50-50, more power to him. And it'll be a cracking fight. Well, in theory. And it'll be interesting as well to see. We know Chisora is in his relative prime. So this could go some way to showing us. If Dillian beats Chisora and or looks pretty competitive, which actually is my base case, yeah, I think you're going to find out that Italma was that good, honestly. Because the little bits I did see in a minute or two, I thought Dillian was shaping up pretty well. Obviously, he didn't land no punches, but from his stance, I didn't think he looked shot to bits. I really didn't. But obviously, if Chisora comes in there and bowls him over in a few rounds, then yeah, he was well cooked. But hopefully, for Italma's sake, we see a tough fight, a competitive fight back and forth. And whatever you say about Chisora, he's over the hill too. If Dillian's able to be competitive with... If Dillian, is able to be competitive with Chisora, and even if, imagine he wins, there's no way a shot to bits DILLIAN WHYTE. Many people are saying Dillian was shot to bits against Italma, it don't really count. I was saying that as well, to be fair, but if that's the... Is it hypothesis? If that's what we're stating, Moses Italma knocked DILLIAN WHYTE's head off because he shot to bits. If that statement's true, then Chisora really shouldn't take more than 6 rounds. Don't forget the Tete fight. If you'd have put this Chisora in there with Dillian on that Tete fight, Chisora would have knocked him out. So that's what we should really expect. We should expect Chisora to be dominant. Yeah? And if he's not, you have to actually give extra credit to Moses Italma, the light-skinned prophet. However, there was a lot of back of the head shots. I mean, we did a whole video on it. Most of the shots, in fact, until the final shot, I believe, I think Italma hit him around here about 4 or 5 times. That's another conversation for another day. Anyway, I do find this news weird though, because check this out. Obviously, we know Ring Magazine is Kabbalah 101, right? It's Kabbalah.com. It's Kabbalah Incorporated. And hence, a day ago, so bear in mind, this video here with Big Toe came out yesterday, which means it must have been filmed yesterday and or maybe the day before. So around the time Big Toe is saying, yeah, the Dillian White fight signed and it's bong, bosh, Johnny Bosh, it's done, apples and pears. Ring Magazine, aka Kabbalah Incorporated, they post this on the same day. Derek Chisora vs Jerome Miller is in talks for a potential heavyweight clash on December 13th in Manchester. The Ring understands. See, October 21st. So it makes you wonder. Because there has been a lot of BS out there. That's the truth. A lot of BS, man. We had Zhang, then we got Miller, and then we got Dillian White. I don't really want to see... Listen, the Miller fight's better than the Zhang fight, less risky. Miller can't punch. Good engine, but can't punch. He's also hittable. I wouldn't say Zhang's hittable. Who's really clarted Zhang right on his bonds? Not really. When have you seen Zhang clarted? Oops. I can't sit here and tell you I've seen Zhang clarted a whole bunch. Right? His head's down, his hands are up, he's quite tight with it. Pause. Whereas Miller, we saw Miller get punched up by Dubois. DeQuit. Yeah? DeQuit filled him in. Did him serious harm. Oh, I wasn't in shape. Well, who faults that? Well, your big ass. Yeah, no one asked you to come in there 350 pounds. Oh, yeah? Excuse looking ass, dude. So Dubois done him serious harm. That's what he did. So there's holes in Miller. But better than Miller, I still think I'd back Miller. He's younger, he's fresher, he's got a better engine. He looked great against Andy Ruiz as well, who is a much quicker handed fighter than Chisora is. And if Miller can walk through... Listen, I think Chisora can whack though. Chisora really does lean into it. Ruiz is more... He's got them twitchy hands for somehow. I don't know how them McDonald's burgers... I got no idea how them double cheese Ruiz burgers have enabled him. Maybe they put something in the food, right? Apparently a lot of the cows... Yeah, farmers will pump the cows full of gear to get them bigger and leaner, right? If you can get a cow, you cane it on some gear, and it goes from however much cows weigh, a ton? Or let's call it 1,000 pounds. You get it on the gear, it's 1,500 pounds then, bone dry, poof, bosh. Yeah? You've increased your profit margins. So what I speculate's happened with Andy Ruiz is, Andy Ruiz has been eating that cheap McDonald's burger meat, right? And cheap, unregulated McDonald's burger meat, guess what? Oops. Yeah? How you think they make them burgers so cheap? In fact, they're not even that cheap anymore, but for argument's sake, let's say McDonald's burgers are cheap. How you think they do that, man? The beef's on the gear. So Andy Ruiz, yeah, he's caning the double cheese Ruiz burgers, and he's, what's the word? It's diffusing into him, yeah? Because, listen, man, the Lord knows. Call me a liar. Who here think Andy Ruiz ain't caning the McDonald's burger? Oops, he been doing that. So I think all the gear, for whatever reason, genetically or whatever, it accumulated in his shoulders, and that gives him the pop, right? Because it don't make no sense. His feet are slow, his body's just bulbous and round and slow. How are his shoulders pinging? Make that make sense. It's the Moody McDonald's, the gear burgers, yeah? That's what it is. Anyway, I've digressed there. Let's get back to the point. I don't want to see Miller really either. I think Miller should more be... I wouldn't mind seeing Miller and Okoli, for example. Or even Miller and Bacoli. If Bacoli don't want to fight Zhang, the guy is shithouse, then get him in there with Miller. At least Miller's hittable. That would be a good fight as well, to be fair. I want to see Bacoli versus Miller. I want to see Bacoli versus Zhang. That's what I'd do with Bacoli next. Two big stiff idiots with slow feet. Get him in there with them. No excuses then. Oh, Hunter was moving. Oh, a Jaguar was moving. Miller won't be moving. Zhang won't be moving for long. If Zhang does move, it won't be for long, that's for sure. I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, let's now get to We've already half cooked it, haven't we? Well, David A also says, well, this will be great for Chisora to go out. I don't think he's going out, especially if he wins. If he loses, he might think about it, because it's kind of killed his momentum. But if he wins, there's no way he retires. Yeah, there's no way. He'll hang around. He might even do the Miller fight at that point. And to be honest, I think that, wow, normally I say a fighter should fight until he's 40 odd, if you can. But Chisora, I don't know, he's taken a lot of shots, man. He has taken a lot of shots. He might love it, but he has taken a lot of shots in a lot of hard fights. He got knocked out, 12 years ago against David A. Or maybe before that, maybe even more. I think it was 2011, 14 years ago he got starched. Plus 14 years of sparring and whatever else. I'd prefer him to retire after this one, to be honest. Unless he wants to... Tell a lie, I lied. Let's say Chisora even lost to Dillian White. I wouldn't mind seeing the winner or the loser of Dillian White and Chisora fight Dave Allen, to be fair. Okay, Makhmudov's a big dude. He's a very big dude. But Dave Allen and Chisora, that settles out the O2. Dave Allen and Dillian White, that settles out the O2. So and that's what I'm saying. If Chisora is to continue, I don't want him thinking he's going on. Remember, a few months ago, he was talking about, I'm going on a generational run. But I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I want to fight Usyk. No, you need to be in the derby fights. And where's Joe Joyce at, man? Where's Slow Joyce at? Why can't he get a look in Edgeways? I wouldn't mind seeing Joe Joyce and Dave Allen, to be honest. Obviously, you'd have Joe Joyce the favourite, but Dave loves that big winging overhand if he throws it, which is a whole nother question. But Joe Joyce is slow as molasses. I think Makhmudov, when he fought Dave Allen, Makhmudov looked like a similar version to Joe Joyce in that sense. His jab was going all night. He had heaps of cardio. Obviously, he was most likely pinning the Nefander Rollabone. Yeah, that's what he was off, man. He was pinning that shit. Come on. Yeah, he never had no gas, and all of a sudden, he out punching middleweights. Come on, people, that's ridiculous. But whatever. Get Slow Joyce in there. Slow Joyce is so slow. Let's do that. Dave Allen could fight Chisora, Joe Joyce, and Dillian White. That's the realm these men are in now. Dillian, Chisora, Dave Allen, Joe Joyce. That's the realm, the fun realm, that I get paid a lot of money. And you can say, maybe, he's not serious boxing. Well, listen, we're all going to watch it. Call me a liar. Who here ain't watching Joe Joyce and Dillian White? Oops. Who here ain't watching Joe Joyce and Dave Allen? Oops. Who here ain't watching Chisora and Dave Allen? Oops. That's what they should get involved in, man. Yeah? The British York Hall derby fights. Don't forget about serious boxing like that. It's dangerous for you, man. That's the truth. It's dangerous for you, man. For whatever reason, it is dangerous. Okay, you had to go on Wallin. Wallin, let me tell you about Wallin, man. Yeah? Wallin is a notorious power bottom. At the end of the day, he had one moody fight against Tyson Fury, and he's traded off that for the last 10 years. Like, what? Come on. You had a stinker with Fury, and you want a medal for that. He's been trading off it. What's he done since? No one knows what he's done since, man. Yeah. I was happy. I think I put some money on Chisora to win as well against Wallin, but that's the extent. Wallin's finished. Seriously, he's finished. So let's not get carried away here. I think there's arguably more money. I think Chisora and Dave Allen or Chisora and Dillian White is bigger than Miller and Zhang anyway. So why pretend? Why pretend that we're going to do this Miller or Zhang fight? Dangerous, man. Dangerous. Get these British derbies going. Do you understand? That's what they need to do. Who else have we got who's in the British derby realms? I'm not sure of names, but anyway. There was one more point I was going to tell you, man, about. I just can't work out why they haven't come out with this already. It's a bit weird. The only thing that leads me to believe this is true, apart from Mr. Big Toe, Frank Warren did say, we're close, and we're waiting to hear back from the other side. I did a video on it on Friday and I couldn't work it out because it couldn't be Zhang. Zhang said that we're waiting to hear back from you. What's Dillian doing? We had a problem with this in 2022 as well. Dillian got this corny Talmud lawyer. And he was like, yeah, we want 50% of the Fury fight. Like, what planet? We've earned it. Yeah, we've earned it. Oh, Dillian went to Hollywood, yeah. And he got some moody lawyer. He got Cohen and Berkowitz, LLP. Yeah? He did, that's what happened. Look into it. Yeah? Look into it. He got Cohen and Berkowitz, LLP, to hop on. And they bungled it. I don't know where his head was at. He looked the worst ever. Maybe Fury just made him look bad, but you get the point I'm making, man. Yeah? They made a hash of it. Dillian there's a level of diva about him. He does seem entitled. And if this fight falls through, it will be Dillian's fault. Dillian should take scraps, really. Chisora's put his ass on. Dillian should take 40%, never mind nothing else. But Dillian will think he's the A side because what he did 10 years ago. Oh, I beat you 10 years ago. It doesn't matter, bro. You're washed up. And you got your head knocked off. Although we do have to salute Dillian. Why? He did get in there with Atalma. Chisora said, I don't want nothing to do with Atalma. And rightfully so, thinking about it. But if Dillian can have the hubris to fight Atalma, what are you politicking for with Chisora? What's there to politic about, man? Take your 40% and crack on. Because you should be gagging for that, really. Dillian should be. And if this is the thing as well, actually, think about it now. If Dillian beats Chisora, they could do Dillian and AJ. AJ's the other guy who really should be in the British Derby. I know he's bigger and he's been a world champion before, but I wouldn't be mad to watch. Don't forget, AJ needs a comeback fight, right? I wouldn't be mad to watch AJ and Joe Joyce. Oops. Obviously, if Dave Allen had won, AJ and Dave Allen, that would have made sense. Especially when you're looking to build the AJ and Fury fight. Well, it's got to be a British Derby in there. AJ, Joe Joyce, that satisfies that for me. It's not Joe looks finished enough that AJ should be able to handle it. Plus, I'm happy to see Joe get paid. Because he did do a lot of graft that went unnoticed. Yeah? And he got his chops popped by Sweet Sour, crispy chili beef. Crispy chili beef popped him right in his chops, I'm going to tell you now. Popped him right in his chops as well. But he didn't have to fight he didn't have to fight crispy chili beef. So it does beg the question, why is Bricktop? Why does Uncle Bricktop? He babies a lot of fighters. He puts them in cotton wool. Joe Joyce never got that. Joe Joyce was sent straight into the battlefield. Yeah? There was no pause. Wait there a minute. Joe's the mandatory now. Let's sit back in the cut and get the big multi-million-dollar fight. Bricktop said, yeah, get in there and fight Sweet Sour. And obviously the rest is history. So I think Joe, it's not often I say this, but I do believe Joe. Joe went out on his back, right? And he's never ducked a fight. He fought Hrgovic on 4 weeks' notice. What fight has he ducked? He was willing to fight Usyk as well. And Usyk played the Diva Court card. Documented. Fact. Oh, Usyk. Listen, you estrogenic Usyk homosexuals. Yeah? That's a fact. Usyk turned into a diva. Oh, if we fight Joe Joyce, even though it was ordered, if we fight Joe Joyce, we want a 93-7 split. That's what he said. That's a fact. Nothing to do with me. Yeah? Don't be mad at me that your draft dodger was playing games with Joe. Right? So Joe wanted Usyk. He ain't never ducked no one. He deserves an AJ payday. In fact, he deserves it more than Dave Allen as well. Dave Allen gives it the whole kind of, oh, sorry me. But Joe actually rolled the dice. No excuses every time. Oh, I wasn't fit, I didn't train. A lot of people suck Dave off for the pity story. But really, you're a grown-ass man. If you were too lazy and too fat, that's on you, bro. Joe's that guy who did his best, trained his best, and got popped for it. So if anyone should get an AJ fight, it should be Joe Joyce. He's actually earned it. Not a sad, sorry charity story. You see what? I like Dave, but that's the reality. Between Dave and Joe Joyce, it's about time. I mean, if AJ's fighting a plumber anyway, if you're going to dig up some Hellenius or Otto Wallin anyway, it might let it be Joe Joyce. And there's more or less there's no danger there. Joe's not the biggest one puncher. He's so slow now. He's so slow. He's so leaky. AJ should really look good against him. This could be Ngannou part 2. And Joe will make 4 or 5 mil, and that'll be enough to get him through retirement, which I do think he's earned it. Yeah? For a fighter not to earn their retirement, in my book, they have to have ducked people and been political. When you're fighting everyone doing what you're supposed to do, never turning down a fight, those are the cats who deserve to be comfortable in retirement. If you're politicking and picking and choosing and they've wrapped you in cotton wool, arguably like Dubois, to be fair. Obviously, Dubois done some graft. Yeah, he done some graft. But he was wrapped in cotton wool. He was babied. I remember Joe Joyce was coming up here, sticking it on everyone with his leaky deaky D. And then Danny Dubois got a $2 million fight. I think Joe got paid less than $1 million to fight Zhang. Yeah? And Dubois got the WBA regular fight, which was about 2 mil, to fight Trevor Bryan. I thought, what the Joe Joyce beat this guy. Why is Uncle Bricktop hanging out the back of Danny Dubois? Yeah? How would that make sense? So things aren't fair and Joe deserves that. But anyway, that's for another conversation. But look at that there. Just last thing I'll say on this topic. Joe Joyce and Dillian White. That was supposed to happen. Where's that at? With these 5 men, Dave Allen, Chisora, Dillian White, Joe Joyce, and AJ maybe to some extent, you could get a proper derby going on there, man. Mixing and matching. Yeah? They could make lots of money and there'd be fights that people are intrigued about. Don't ever tell me you ain't interested in. Given people are saying AJ's wrote off, AJ and Joe Joyce is a fascinating fight. If Joe's on his best night and AJ's on his worst, there could be big problems. Not my base case though. Yeah, I think Joe, come on. He's 45, 50 himself. And he looks really... He was always slow, but he really is slow now. He really is slow. Anyway, I'm not going to do a video on this next bit, so I'll drop it in here. This came out today. It's called Chaos in the Ring. Confirmed. WBC #1 heavyweight Lawrence Okolie will be headlining an Amir Khan promotion on December 19th in Nigeria, with David Adelele on the undercard. So somehow, you best believe it, man, Okolie will be fighting one of the biggest stiffs you've ever seen. Same as Adelele. Yeah? They'll be fighting proper stiffs. That's what they'll be doing. Proper stiffs. And I don't want to watch it. I mean, even if Okolie fights someone good, at least if he fights someone good, he might get knocked out and get punched up again like Billiam Smith did. Billiam Smith took his chains and took his shoes, man. That's a fact. That's a fact. Lawrence Okolie walked home barefoot. Shit, seriously. Yeah? Then Bournemouth farmer, man, he bumped him down to his socks. I heard from people close to the situation. Yeah? Some penny boy plumber told me, oh, man, them farmers did my doggy Okolie wrong, man. He came back barefoot. They took all his shit, man. They did as well. He weighed him in. Man. He was on the floor all silly looking, man. It was diabolical, but... Yeah, I like seeing Okolie. I want to see him fight someone decent. He's always doing... What was the last decent fight you've seen him in? Not that his tactics are rubbish, but he never fight no one. He fought one half good guy in Billiam Smith and got weighed in. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro, step up. You're the bum slayer. Oh, I'm injured. He's never injured fighting a bum now. Oh, no one wants to fight me. Alright then. Anyway, I'm out of here, folks. Smash the like button, subscribe. Hopefully we get this Chisora White one. Check out my Patreon, man. Yeah, I'm tired of watching boxing that stinks. And I found a nugget. This cat here. Brandon Adams. This fight here. Brandon Adams versus Bochuk. It's not, I wouldn't necessarily, it's not like a brawl. But technically speaking, these are the best inside skills I've seen. This is the first time I told you, man. I felt compelled to tell you, man, about skills I've seen in a fight in the new age. I see a bunch of stiff people. I see a bunch of idiots in there, for the most part. A bunch of faffers. I've seen no one get in there like this and walk onto someone with Putting all the extras on top as well, not just straight up and down like Carrot Top, lazy, high guard. I'm talking all doing it all. Yeah, a bit of the moody, a bit of the hands on the head, a bit of the... So click this button right here, man, and we'll go through the analyses. Baby, please. I'm out of it, Johnny. Bosh.